law of intuition. Now this, to me, is the hardest thing to train on because intuition is hard, but I'm telling you what, you can learn it. You can absolutely learn it. Tonight, you guys are going to get the opportunity, guess what, to find out about this, and I think you guys are going to get fired up about law of intuition. Here's the deal, you guys, and I know you guys get like little nuggets of it. You're getting like, basically, you're getting like the watered down version. You guys need to pick up John C Maxwell's book and dissect it. Do you guys get that? Here it is, you guys, law of intuition. Leaders evaluate everything from a leadership bias. Leaders evaluate, guess what, everything from a leadership bias. Very powerful. The law of intuition is based on facts coupled with instincts. That's powerful, okay? Plus other intangible factors such as, he says employee morale, but it can be organizational morale, organizational momentum, and relationship dynamics. The law of intuition often separates the great leaders from merely good ones. Get ready right now because it's about to get fired up. God, I love this one. Here it is. Leadership intuition is the ability of a leader to read. Leaders are readers. Dang, what do they read? Well, let's talk about it. Leaders are readers of situations. Leaders are readers of situations. Man, that's good. Leaders pick up on details that might elude others. They sense people's attitudes. Ooh, they are able to detect the chemistry of a team. They know the situation before they have all the facts. That's powerful. That's powerful. When you're working with a group of people and you can kind of sense the attitude, you can sense tension, you kind of feel that. Got to make it happen. Got to make it come together. Got to be the leader. We've got to read the situation. Watch this. Leaders are readers of trends. Oh my God. Leaders are readers of trends. You better believe they are. Leaders discern where the organization is headed. Oftentimes, they sense it and find data later to explain it. Their intuition tells them that something is happening, that conditions are changing. Leaders must always be a few steps ahead of their people, or they're not really leading. You got to feel it, man. You got to feel it. You have to be able to sense it. I can tell right now that this marketplace, you guys, is about to go through some hyper growth. Right now, it's about to be unleashed. Do you guys get that? I'm telling you right now. Why? Because I already know. 100%. I already know this. This is already information I'm aware of. A lot of you already know that too because you can sense it. You can feel it, man. You can feel people getting fired up, man. You can hear people, how do you know it? You hear people saying, going on a 90-day run. You hear leaders saying that. I'm getting committed. Ooh, me like it. Do you guys get that? You already know because you're like, all right, it's on. Let's do this. Let's build this thing. You guys get that? Let's come together. Right, one team, one dream. Right, let's lock arms. Let's build this thing together. You guys, and I'm sorry for getting too fired up tonight because some of you guys are like, dang, dude. This guy's crazy. I'm telling you what, I'm crazy about helping you become wealthy. Here it is. Number 3, leaders are readers of the resources. Leaders think in terms of resources and how to maximize them for the benefit of their own organization. They're continually aware. Okay, they're continually, look at that, aware of what they have at their disposal. You can see it. The resources that are in this room, the leadership that's in this room, the strength that's in this room, the power that's in this room. God, it's about to happen. You guys have got me fired. You can feel it, man. It's obvious. Number 4, leaders are readers of people. Intuition helps leaders sense what's happening among people and know their hopes, their fears, and their concerns. Reading people is perhaps the most important intuitive skill leaders can possess. You got to be able to, guess what? Read people, man. You got to be able to sense what's happening. To be able to see, hey, look, you know what? This is what's going on in their heart. What's happening? And once you can feel that and sense that, man, you can help people grow to that next level. A couple more, you guys, and we're going to wrap this thing up like a Christmas present. Number 5, leaders are readers of themselves. Leaders must know not only their own strengths and weaknesses, but also their current state of mind. Why? It's obvious. Because leaders can hinder progress just as easy as they can help create it. We got to make it happen, man. We've got to notice, hey, look, you know what? We have to take a look at ourselves. We have to be able to say, look, you know what? It's time for me right now to step up. It's time for me right now to get more committed than ever before. It's time for me right now to say, hey, look, you know what? I'm going to raise the bar on my own expectations of myself. And you know what? It's time. It's time for me right now to, guess what? Get the people on my team that maybe some of them haven't even started yet. People, I'm going to get started, help them grow, help them develop. I'm going to help them change their life. You guys are getting me fired up. This is solid. Prime example of this would be what? 1976, 2066 Chris Drive, Los Altos, California. History was made in that garage. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak started Apple Computer out of that garage. Wowzers. Okay, think differently. 1976. Pretty serious deal. Watch this. This is the good part. 1988, Apple goes public, opening up at $22 a share. Guess what? They sold 4.6 million shares, and over 40 employees and investors became millionaires overnight. Watch this. Story's just beginning, guys. Pay attention. Look at what happens next. September 16th, 1985. Jobs leaves after being pushed out by John Sculley. Look at this guy. Who is this guy? Look at this. Jobs recruited John Sculley. John Sculley pushed him out in 83. He recruited him in 83. And 2 years later, John Sculley pushes out Jobs. And Sculley becomes the CEO. Yay. The beginning of the end. Watch this. In 93, what happens? This guy right here drops the ball. So in a couple of years later, 10 years later, they got to get a new one. Why? Because the other guy didn't make it happen. Michael Spindler becomes the new CEO. Somebody flushed the toilet. You guys see that? Because he didn't make it happen either. So in 96, they brought in Gilbert Amelio. Okay, he becomes the new CEO. How's that working out for you? Do you guys see that? And then guess what? Before Jobs left, they sold 14.6, look at this, % of all of the computers. Before he left. In 1997, 11 years, what is it? September 7 of 97. He left in what, 80 what? 85, September 16th. To the day, September 16th, 85 he leaves. Guess what? He comes back. Game over. 97, the day, comes back. When Steve Jobs returns, Apple is down to 3.5%. They're not looking too sexy. Okay? They need to put on some recover. Boom, guess what? They're looking good now. Okay, look at this. Today, consumer market share at Mac is operating about 25% and is climbing rapidly. Why? Because 40% of all college students have Macs. What happened? Jobs turned it around. How'd he do it? Let's talk about it. Here's what was the deal. This I didn't even know this stuff until I found out about it. This is what happened. He called up, this is in Time Magazine, okay? He calls him up. This is unbelievable. I called up Bill and said, I'm going to turn this thing around. Bill always had a soft spot for Apple, okay? We got him into the application software business. The first Microsoft apps were Excel and Word for Mac. So I called him and said, I need help. Genius. I need your help. Microsoft was walking over Apple's patents, I said. Look at this, okay? Microsoft, Bill's company calls Bill, is walking over Apple's patents, I said. Okay, if we kept up our lawsuits, a few years from now, we could win $1 billion patent suit. Do you guys get what is happening? Imagine, these guys are, these guys are going at it. And he says, you know it, and I know it. This is what he says to Bill. But Apple's not going to survive that long if we're at war. I know that. So let's figure out how to settle this the right way. All I need is a commitment that Microsoft will keep developing Macs, will keep developing for the Mac, and an investment by Microsoft so it has a stake in our success. So he calls his enemy up, paints a picture, and asks him for what? I think it was like 150 million. Was it 100? It was ridiculous. Watch this. He gets money. Okay. Oh yeah. So that's how he did it. Is he closed Bill on an investment. Think about that. He's about to go under. He calls up his arch enemy, and guess what? Gets him to invest. How do you do that? He knows how to communicate. Do you guys get that? All right. Without intuition, leaders get blindsided, and that's one of the worst things that can happen to a leader. If you want to lead well and stay ahead of others, you've got to obey the law of intuition. That is powerful, okay? Here it is, you guys. I love this one. I think many of you are going to feel the same way about it as I do. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, okay? And the rational mind is a faithful servant. Whoa. Look at that. Oh my God. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten about the gift. Look at that. we will not solve problems of the world from the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. More than anything else, the new century demands new thinking. Dang. That's Albert Einstein, by the way. The guy's a genius.